You pay for it, we own it. Sony's $7.9 billion lawsuit biologically answered. Let's see what this is about. Something tells me it's not going to be good for Sony.
Sony has just been sued for $7.9 billion and might have to pay out over 9 million players. The reason is quite unsettling, but it gets worse. They've been caught deleting TV shows.
What? Deleting TV shows? PlayStation's deleting TV shows players paid for thanks to Warner Bros. Oh, yeah. No, I did hear about that. Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad.
TV shows, movies, and games that people were told they owned forever.
Yeah.
And these aren't isolated incidents. They come from Sony's new strategy, the consequences of which could be massive.
It seems like ever since Concord flopped, Sony has just been on this like very deranged or like derailed downfall spiral of we are entitled to your money and we will get it no matter how ever we see fit. And it's probably even before Concord failed, but it seems like when Concord failed is when Sony really started like becoming unhinged. Because I do remember throughout the past year, I do remember hearing other incidences of Sony like taking games off the like PlayStation store or like taking movies off of like the whatever Sony's like the equivalent of like the video player or like, you know, movie watcher, series watcher is. So this kind of really doesn't surprise me. Big company wanting your money and not giving a fuck about you. It's just another fucking day in business, you know?
In 2022, a lawsuit was filed against Sony by Alex Neil, the CEO and founder of Consumer Voice. She's been fighting and advocating for consumers for years, and this was her biggest fight yet.
Sony accused... Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to be faster at this. Sony accused of not playing fair in $7.9 billion PlayStation lawsuit.
This was her biggest fight yet. So, what was her claim? The official lawsuit website states that Sony has a near monopoly on the sale of digital games and add-on content through its control of the PlayStation Store. Sony uses this dominance to enforce strict terms and conditions on game developers and publishers. These terms allow Sony to set the price of digital games and in-game content and to charge a 30% commission on every purchase.
That is not exclusive to Sony. I know Microsoft and I know Apple Play Store and Google Play Store also have this same terms. They may not be 30%, but they are pretty close to like 30%. If they aren't, I do know that for a fact. All the quote unquote like game stores or online stores have that as a, I don't even know what it would be, like a distribution fee. So that's not really exclusive to just Sony. That's like everyone. But I do think that is ridiculous.
As a result, most content for PlayStation games are incredibly expensive. There has been a massive rise in the cost of digital content, along with deluxe editions of games. Hold on. Can't a company charge what they want? Can't they set their own prices? Well, most of the time, yes, but for such a giant company like Sony, it's a bit more complicated. The PlayStation Store is a marketplace for video games, one of the biggest in the world. Sony owns the platform, putting them in a position of power, similar to the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store.
There you
When a
go.
company has this much power, they can abuse it, which hurts the consumer. That's why there are laws to prevent this from happening. In Chapter 2 of the 1988 Competition Act, it states that a business in a dominant position cannot abuse their position. For example, they cannot limit production, charge different prices to different customers, and most of all, charge excessively high prices.
Do you really think that we are enforcing that law? Now imagine you're Sony, right? You have your Sony Play Store, right? People make a game, you say, okay, 30% of your sales we take as like a payment. So companies are like, here, sell my game for me, and you're like, all right, cool. You make 30%. But if you're Sony, you can just say, hey, why don't I buy your game company off of you? Shut up, phone. What if I buy your game company off of you, and then instead of the 30%, I just pretty much take all the profit? So then you start buying up game companies, and then you're like, hold on, wait a minute. We could make more money out of this. Instead of a base $60 game, we can charge $70 or more. And with deluxe editions and better editions, we can just shoot that price up, because why the fuck not? And now it's not just a Sony thing. There's other companies and other Microsoft, doing that kind of stuff. But, this is a video about Sony, so we're just going to try to keep it mostly to Sony.
This is a cornerstone of the lawsuit. Neil and her lawyers argued that Sony has abused its dominant position, that it has been unfairly charging its UK customers too much for digital games and in-game content purchased through the PlayStation Store. Games are now designed to incentivize players to spend as much money as possible, including children. But there was a problem.
Yeah, that
None of
was
these
really bad.
arguments would matter if the lawsuit wasn't approved. Class action lawsuits in the UK need to be approved.
Wait a minute, I'm curious. Let me...
By the Competition Appeal Tribunal, and if the judges weren't...
Okay, that's actually a little bit loud for stream. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Hopefully it's not like overpowering me if I go to talk now.
Convinced that PlayStation was harming consumers, it would be...
I'm gonna try there. Anyone on YouTube who possibly is watching this, could you let me know if that's a good volume, like 50%? Thank you, appreciate you.
Be thrown out. Sony could continue overcharging players, and it would all be for nothing. Most actually expected the suit would be thrown out, but then something unexpected happened. To Sony's dismay, in November of 2023, the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal gave Neil the go-ahead, and the lawsuit was approved to go to trial. This is the first step in ensuring consumers get back what they're owed as a result of Sony breaking the law, said Neil. Sony was sued for £6.3 billion, roughly $7.9 billion, and if the lawsuit was won, that money would be paid out to over 9 million players. This is obviously bad for Sony, and the biggest pushback they have against Neil's lawsuit is that this is common industry practice. But maybe that's a practice that needs to change. In fact, Neil's lawsuit has already created a ripple effect. Valve, the owner of Steam, has been called out for the same abuse as Sony. Valve takes 30% from all Steam purchases.
I forgot about Steam, but yeah, Steam also does 30%, yeah.
Meaning costs get passed down to customers just like on PlayStation. Now Valve is being sued for £656 million. It's possible many more lawsuits just like these two begin to pop up, changing the video game industry as a whole. Unfortunately, the lawsuit against Sony will likely take years to resolve. However, this entire controversy shows us something interesting about Sony. They've begun changing their entire business model as they've been pouring billions into something massive.
will train.
Give me a second.
Morning, noon.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
In 2023, PlayStation users received a strange email. As of 31st December 2023, due to our content licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library.
That is what really irritated me, because I've been watching Shark Week on Discovery almost religiously every year since I could remember. And this year was the first year in a very long time I could not watch Shark Week, simply because I had to have actual cable to watch Discovery. Even through the app, I had to have actual cable. Who the fuck has cable anymore? Who actually uses cable? Old people use cable. And I'm not trying to shit on old people, right? I have grandparents. I know old people. But, like, old people have cable. Just let me watch my Shark Week. I had to do the illegal no finger wag. Don't watch our stuff the wrong way, just in order to watch Shark Week. I didn't like it, but it got me to watch Shark Week. I mean, I didn't watch all of it. I watched like a little bit of one episode, and I was like, and I got busy doing something else. But I mean, still, like, the option was there, right? I could have done it. I kind of did do it, but like, this really irritates me. Discovery, you are a jack. You are a jack for that. I have a gripe to pick with you.
These were hundreds of shows from the Discovery Channel, shows which users had paid for. There was no apology, no reason, and Sony was sure to say, "We sincerely thank you for your continued support." This was unbelievable.
Yeah, they pretty much just gave us the middle finger.
Customers were under the impression that they owned these forever. These were some extremely popular shows too, including the iconic Mythbusters. People were justifiably furious. It's suspected that Sony's licenses and rights had expired, yet due to immense backlash from customers, it was forced to renegotiate for the rights to Discovery shows. Fans received word the shows they purchased would stay, but unfortunately, this isn't even the first time Sony's done something like this. In 2017, Sony acquired a platform called Funimation.
Oh no. Oh. I'll be honest, I thought Funimation was worse than Crunchyroll, but having the option to watch on Funimation was great. Now that Funimation's not around, Crunchyroll blows. Crunchyroll blows, man. I just started paying for Crunchyroll just to watch Dandadan, and I've been like, oh man, I have this now, I might as well try watching other shit. There's nothing. You have like Dandadan, and you have like motherfucking ReZero on Crunchyroll, and that's fucking it. Like, dude, there's nothing on Crunchyroll. Like very few things on Crunchyroll, right? That like are actually worth watching. Like, oh my god, dude, there's just so much trash in anime. They put out so much trash. Oh, I know this is a side tangent, but oh my god, dude, it's so frustrating. Like, almost every single day, I'm just jumping on Crunchyroll just to like make myself feel better about like paying for this trash, because I'm just sitting there watching something so stupid, and I'm like I paid for it, I might as well just use it, other than like twice a week. Well, I mean, ReZero is not going to be coming out until like January or February again. But like, still, it's like, oh my god, I just gotta just watch something. Just watch something. Oh my god. Oh my lord. And like, they don't even have all the seasons for shit. Like, I was looking at, oh man, what was it? What was I looking at to watch? Was it like Overlord or like How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? It was like one of those two or something similar. And like, they only had like a couple of the seasons. I'm like, why do they do this? If you have a series, just have all of it. Like, it's so fucking frustrating.
$143 million for 95%. Up until now, Funimation sold DVDs of popular anime, including Dragon Ball Z and One Piece. They soon began offering a streaming service, but many users used it as a digital library. The DVDs they bought also came with a code, which gave customers the show in their digital library, apparently forever. If you didn't want to deal with physical DVDs, you could also just buy the show digitally. Many felt that
No. If you're watching this right now, listen to me when I say buy the DVDs, buy the physical copies, because these companies do not fucking care, right? They will take those away in a second without a single thought. And the only way that we can get them to change their minds is if we financially hurt them. And that is so frustrating. I have been looking to buy DVDs of like just about anything that I found enjoyable in my like childhood. I found Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 at my local like Dollar General, and I'm like, fuck yes, I am buying these. I am owning this because I love the like old Spider-Mans. I think the new Spider-Man's dog shit, but that's just me, right? Like, if you like it, that's cool, that's fine. I'm not here to discuss that, but like, buy the fucking DVDs. Get the physical copies. Please, dear God, do yourself a favor. Get the physical of anything and everything you can. You will thank yourself. I have made it my mission to like start buying physical copies of just about anything I can now. And like, it's a little hard being on PC because you can't really buy the physical copies of anything. But like, I'm talking about like, you know, shows, movies, even games too, right? Like for the Switch, I've been buying everything physical. I would like to like go back and like buy some like older physical copies of, you know, like older games. Like, I still have my PS2, PS3, but like those are kind of expensive, so like I'm not really looking to do that right now. But like, dear God, please do yourself a favor, buy the physical of anything you can, anything you want.
Funimation was the perfect platform for anime. You could stream new anime, but more importantly, you had a permanent library of your favorite shows. Funimation was proud to advertise this as well. They said everywhere that you own this forever. But in 2021, Sony also acquired Funimation's main competitor, Crunchyroll. They planned to merge the two into a major anime platform, which made Funimation users naturally nervous. What would happen to their libraries? Well, they soon received their answer. In March of 2022, Sony announced that the two platforms
Was it really 2 years ago?
Content would be migrated to Crunchyroll along with users. In an FAQ about the merger, they stated, "Please note that Crunchyroll does not currently support Funimation digital copies, which means that access to previously available digital copies will not be available."
There you go. Right there in plain fucking English. Yeah, fuck you. We don't care. We don't care about the money you spend. That's not our issue.
It was official. The shows users bought, which they were promised they owned forever, would be gone. Funimation was scheduled to shut down in April of 2024, but unlike the Discovery controversy, there was no happy ending. Users were naturally devastated and furious at Sony, yes, but also at the new digital landscape that everything had moved to. To add salt to the wound, Crunchyroll also announced a price increase from $55 a year to $99 a year. How does something like this even happen? Aren't there terms and conditions? Don't you own what you buy legally speaking?
Yeah, it's the simple fact of rules for thee, none for me. I make the big bucks. The government doesn't care what I do. You make shit. The government's going to care what you do.
Well, for digital media, the truth is a bit unsettling. In the digital world, you don't technically own anything, even content that you purchase. Companies carefully word their terms and conditions to state that you are buying a license to the content, not buying the content.
There you go.
And this affects more than just movies or TV. Video games have had this same issue for many years. The biggest platform, Steam, was just forced to change its messaging thanks to a new law, explicitly telling customers they are purchasing a license. Other publishers like Ubisoft have also faced similar controversies for pulling games customers apparently purchased for.
Now, it doesn't really show up for the video, but it would be appreciated if you could refrain from doing sound alerts while I'm doing a reaction, Saron. I know you didn't mean any harm by it, but like, you know, and like it didn't show up in the video. I mean, it won't either, but like, I appreciate that. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just saying, right? Like, I don't want you to like think like I'm trying to be a dick or like I'm upset, but like just a friendly little, you know. No, you're fine. I just wanted to make that, you know, clear. And of course that would be for anyone else that would show up during stream too. Like if we can just
for their libraries. As a consequence, many users have turned back to piracy, viewing it as a necessity and even a moral good compared to what conglomerates like Sony
really
are doing.
is.
Others have turned back to physical media,
yes,
DVDs, vinyls, and physical copies.
Yes. Buy the physical versions. Do it.
To ensure they always own the product. It's likely that new regulation is needed, as a lot of this is still rather new. Legislation may need to come in to protect customers who, despite purchasing a product, are still at the whim of giant companies. So why exactly has Sony been doing all of this? Well, as it turns out, all of these cases aren't isolated incidents. A recent announcement from Sony puts all of this into perspective.
Sony strategy, make more money and fuck anyone over. God damn it, Crunchyroll! Fuck out of here!
Sony has been changing their strategy. The company has been planning something massive. In early 2022, Sony acquired Crunchyroll, but this is far from their only acquisition. In fact, it's just one of many. In 2022 and 2023, they began to ramp up their investments substantially. In this period, along with Crunchyroll, they acquired Bungie, the company behind Destiny, who originally created Halo, and Pixelmondo, a visual effects company who worked on Game of Thrones, the Fast and Furious franchise, and The Mandalorian, just to name a few. These investments are worth billions, and they seem disconnected, but they're actually part of something much bigger. What is Sony building? Well, their 2024 strategy meeting shows us exactly what. Here, they revealed what they call the Creative Entertainment Vision. Sony detailed that in 2021, they organized their entertainment business.
Okay, let's see. Gaming. Sony doing music? Oh, okay. Sony doing pictures? Okay. Entertainment, technology, and services? You already do that. Image and... What is that? Imaging and sensing... The fuck is that word? Imaging and sensing solutions? Financial services? Sony wants to start the Sony Bank of Japan in America? That'd be crazy. Imagine Sony saying, hey, you can't buy your anime waifu figure because it's got boobs on it. That'd be so insane. That'd be ridiculous. Meanwhile, they turn around and sell you a game with a girl with some big tits in it. That that'd be so insane. Oh man, imagine Sony releasing music where it's just like this whole song's about like drugs and sex, but meanwhile their games are like no drugs and sex for you. Oh my god, dude, that'd be so great. I love the stupid hypocrisy these fucking companies play around.
Music, games, and pictures into a group architecture. The reason? More integration between them. They can push their different IPs, be it anime, music.
You mean more money? In recent years, we've been focusing on our entertainment business that moves people's hearts, such as games, music, and pictures. Yeah, I'm sure you're worried about moving our hearts instead of moving our money into your pocket. Currently, these three entertainment businesses account for approximately 60% of the group's consolidated sales. The last thing any of us fucking want is this goddamn company being in control of music, pictures, or fucking games. Because you're going to censor everything. You're going to say, no songs about anything bad for you. It's going to be all rainbows, sunshine, and fucking unicorns. Oh my god, dude. To be a fly on the wall in Sony's pictures fucking like not PR. Fucking like head honcho like fucking meetings would be something. I want to see how these people fucking act behind closed doors. I want to see how they stroke each other's egos.
Music or video games across their many platforms, and it paid off. They also revealed that these three entertainment businesses accounted for approximately 60% of the group's consolidated sales in 2023. Sony is now leaning even further into entertainment. It plans to accelerate these group synergies through their creative entertainment vision.
IP Creation Anime, Aniplex, a subsidiary of Sony Music Entertainment Japan. SMEJ produces high-quality works. Oh, so they're already in the music industry. Crunchyroll has over 13 million paid subscribers, delivers Japanese anime globally. Improving the production environment efficiency and enhancing the quality of output through Anime Canvas, a new animation platform software currently under development, maybe? A1 Pictures and Cloverworks production studios that are subsidiaries of Aniplex are central to this initiative and are collaborating with engineers from SMEJ and across the Sony group, commencing consideration of the launch of a project to establish an academy with the aim of nurturing anime creators in global markets. Ew, they want to tell people how to make anime? No, you can't make that girl's tits that big. Those tits are too big. They gotta be smaller. Mainly by Aniplex and Crunchyroll with collaboration from across the industry. Pictures nurturing visual creators who can utilize technologies such as virtual production as Pixomondo, a subsidiary of SPE, working collaboration with Epic Games. What? Music. Can I turn off these subtitles? Unique approaches to creating a new IP, including Yasobi, born from SMEJ's project to turn novels into music? What? The fuck does that even mean? Sports? They're getting into sports? Wait. Providing new forms of entertainment content through capturing of data such as the player's in-game skeletal information? What? What does that even mean? They're gonna be replicating their fucking skeletal framework and being like, this is why this player can take this hit at a fucking 30 pounds of fucking torque per second? Holy shit. Hawkeye Innovations that is some deranged fucking shit. Oh my lord. They're gonna be fucking visually graphing people's fucking skeleton, that is that oh my god, that is like that is
This
weird as
strategy
fuck.
has a lot of moving parts, but the most important is that Sony plans to continue maximizing the value of their IPs through a major new platform. In Section 6 of their strategy meeting, Sony states it is planning to develop an engagement platform for the Sony Group by deploying core functions based on the network infrastructure of PlayStation Network.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 utilized machine learning and applied original voice recognition software specialized for gaming. In certain languages, it enabled automatic synchronization of the timing of subtitles with each character's dialogue, significantly shortening the subtitling process. So they used AI to help with the subtitles. I'm fine with that as long as the subtitles worked and like everything like, you know, accurately lines up with like what's being said. I don't mind that. Research and development to India to shorten the dubbing and translation process for video content. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I know other people are going to be like, "Oh my god, they used AI learning." I don't really care, right? As long as it works, as long as it, you know, does what it's supposed to, I don't give two shits.
Which has established a robust network service. That's a lot of corporate speak, but it seems like they're basically just creating a single.
I should take that, generate it into AI for everyone, and then tell the AI to like dumb this down to like dumb person speak for me so I can understand what it says.
Single entertainment platform, connecting all of their services, PlayStation, Crunchyroll, Sony Music, Sony Pictures, and much more. They plan for customers to have a one user ID across all of these areas and integrated payment. This sounds like a larger vision than just a new Disney Plus or Netflix, as it spans multiple genres of entertainment, from TV shows and movies to video games, anime, and music. This cross-entertainment strategy also extends into their individual IPs, with plans to turn video game franchises into TV shows.
So basically, Sony wants to be in control of a large section of the entire process of how entertainment is getting made. They want to own the animators. They want to own the digital editors. They want to own the companies that make the movies. They want to own the companies that make the games. They want to be in control of the distributors, the distribution, everything. They want to control everything in a sectioned what's the right word? Like a sectioned maybe like area would be like a appropriate term. They want to own everything in this specific area so that way they can make money while still these companies can still outsource to other, or not outsource, they can work outside of the ecosystem of Sony and still bring in profit for Sony at a much larger scale, which is a good strategy if you're, you know, in the business of like anything pretty much, right? If you can own the final product and control the other businesses that help get you towards that final product, and then also the distribution of that product, obviously you're going to be making more money and you're going to be saving more money in the long term. But it's pretty scary when companies like Sony or Microsoft or Apple, anyone else, start buying up everything and just say, no, we're going to control all of this and how it works. It's pretty fucking scary because they make their own rules, they set their own prices, they pretty much just do whatever the fuck they want. And a lot of the times it's going to go unchecked. the government's not going to care, and the consumers are going to get fucked over. It happens time and time again, and it seems like all the governments are just in bed with these companies, and they really don't give a fuck.
One of the ways we are developing IP in our game business is through television and film adaptations. Since establishing PlayStation Productions in 2019, we have been engaging in adapting game IP into film and television content, enabling the IP to become a part of pop culture loved by an even wider audience, thereby creating a positive cycle that enhances its value.
Call me crazy? Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, money is money. They don't like losing it. But also, call me crazy, but I don't give a fuck if any of my favorite IPs and games become fucking movies or TV series, right? I've just recently started playing Persona. I think Persona is pretty fucking cool. I'm playing Persona 5 Royale, if anyone is curious. I do not care if I would never see a Persona 5 TV show, movie, or series. I don't care, right? One of my favorite IPs ever is Call of Duty, like the old Call of Duty, not the new Call of Duty, the old classic OG Call of Duty. I'm talking about like Call of Duty Ghosts and everything older. I don't care if I never see a Black Ops, like the original Call of Duty Black Ops fucking TV series. I don't care, right? A bad example would be Pokemon. You know, I love Pokemon. I don't like the games nowadays because they suck. They are atrocious. And I haven't watched a fucking Pokemon anime or movie in many a years, but like I feel like the games would be good enough that I don't need to watch a movie or a series because I can just play my own character, right? I don't care if any of these franchises get fucking movies or shows. I don't care. And I think it's really weird that how the only way they can seem to like want to make something anymore is be like, oh yeah, is there a genre for this? Like, is there any interest? Because like, sure, we could just make a movie about like a god doing battle, but like, why don't we just make it God of War? You know, yeah, like that's already got an audience. We can just pull in people already. People know what God of War is. We can just pull them in. What's going on? It doesn't really matter at this point. It's pretty much the end of the video. But you pay for it, we own it. Sony's $7.9 billion lawsuit. Basically, Sony's just like taking digital media away from people, kind of unlawfully, and they're getting sued for it.
Sony states they have the hope of this platform being widely adopted across the entertainment industry.
I hope that didn't sound rude. I wasn't trying to be rude.
For fan engagement. The main question though is, what does this look like for customers? With Sony conglomerating all kinds of media into one source, they will have all the power, as monopolies tend to do. It will certainly give Sony more control and leverage, meaning better licenses and less cases of TV shows disappearing. But as we've seen in the past, it very likely could mean the opposite. They will set the terms and the price, and in situations like these, it usually means high prices and bad terms for users. We might see Sony push things further on the business side as well, charging higher commissions from third parties.
Look at all those
Sony
monies.
says they're building for the future, but their tactics have undermined consumer trust in the present. It's hard to say exactly what this platform will look like and whether it'll be a net positive or a net negative, but with Sony's track record, only time will tell. If you're interested in deeper dives, interviews with insiders, and exclusive tech analysis, you can sign up to our free weekly newsletter. Link is below.
He's got Christmas music in the background. What the fuck?
And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay, that was that was a really good video. I think that went over stuff pretty clearly. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Logically Answered. Cancel that. That was pretty good. I think that was well went over. I did a lot of yapping there, a lot of side tangents. So I appreciate everyone in stream and anyone on YouTube who would be watching this. Also, by the way, the love and support on YouTube has been insane. I've been getting like 100+ views on like videos. Thank you for that. Thank you. Little old me who does like no fucking work at all for this has been getting some like views. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. That is insane. And like I love how like it seems like there's a lot of like, okay, this might sound weird, but hang on with me for a second. It's really cool how there's like a lot of like non-American viewers that I see. That's awesome. That's great. The analytics are showing like I'm getting a pretty diverse mix of like Europeans in with like American viewers. So if you're not American, fucking thank you. Let me know where you're from. I am actually kind of curious because it doesn't really tell me exactly all the metrics, but that's awesome. Thank you. Steron, I know where you're from. You can hold on that, brother. But yeah, let me drop the link in chat for anyone who is curious.